I was in a relationship with my married boss. It's a long story, but I, 20F, started working part-time as an online teacher while I worked in a presential school. In this school, I only talked with the coordinator, 32F. She was nice, but always made mistakes and blamed on others and acted fake, which for me was okay. I don't mind. But then I had a meeting with the owner of the school. 29 million, we hit if off immediately, and soon he wanted me to work full-time for the school since I lived in a close city. He called a presential meeting to sort the details. That's when I found out he was married with said coordinator, and they had a baby daughter, but something felt off. They didn't seem like a couple. They were distant and highly professional. Even to play with the daughter, they were never together. But that wasn't my problem. I'm just highly observant. That's when we began working more and more often together. Me going to their city, spending nights working, me and him. We had a lot in common. And we both cared so much about the school, waking up early and going to sleep late. Just the two of us. She never joined or worked much. One night he told me they're not actually together. She cheated on him, but he stayed for the sake of the daughter and the school. Some time passes and he asked me to go on a trip with them, and I had this feeling that I shouldn't. She actually convinced me, and I went. We started pretty well. The daughter loves me. I took good care of their dogs. They introduced me to many different cities. But I could only be with her or with him, never together. They didn't stand each other and always fought. She was pretty messy and careless. That's why I took most of the house and carrying responsibilities. Then she started feeling jealous of me, even taught we weren't doing anything. She started causing scenes, throwing the food I made on the floor or on the garbage, calling me names and fighting a lot with him. But then, one day, he made us dance to him, take our clothes off, and even give him a blazro TY0B. He had this kind of power over us. She hated it, but I enjoyed. And that's how we started. He was always loving, super smart and caring, but unfortunately, that day brought her close to him, and they started having S-Threx again, so I was the part of the relationship that cared for him. Him had deep conversations, understood him, and she had the sexual part, but the jealousy didn't stop. I was sad to share, but her jealousy made her attempt to hurt the daughter to get his attention, cut her wrists in front of the daughter, call his family and say she would ill herself, and many other things. I kept strong, took care of the daughter, the house, the family, and even took care of her, even taught. I started hating her. By this time, he decides to not have any type of intimacy with her, and she started to get better, but also didn't allow us to have anything. She knew we were in love, but she decided to make our lives hell. That's with all of us living together. I still don't know how I allowed myself to get into this mess. Then, my worst nightmares started. I always endured because he was perfect, but then he started to treat me in a cold way, be jealous all the time. I barely left the house, call me names, criticize everything, say I was just like her, that I would do just like her. Then she got this moment and started to be nice again, being kind, not having crises. Then he would always make us compete for his attentions or make one feel jealous of the other. One day, he spent a whole day treating me like shit every time she passed by me, saying if I was unhappy, I should go back to my old life with no money, to dumb boys who would insure me. I remember asking him if he wanted to have lunch. He said no. The thing is, he wouldn't allow us to touch anything of his while we were fighting. He was afraid of us poisoning him. He said we were crazy B1 to C's. Then I heard him asking her to make him a sandwich, and I snapped. Broke my cell phone, almost broke the bathroom door, amped. Then he told me to leave. I heard her talking to him, asking if he would allow me to be this disrespectful to him. Even taught she did much worse. The only time I snapped was this. Then I came back to my city. On the day I left, we made up. He gave me his lucky ring and told me, "Top, get some air and come back to him," but he made my stay here hell, always assuming I'm cheating, picking fights out of nowhere, blocking and unblocking me. Of course, this is making my quality at work drop. And then he just disappeared. We had a fight the night before, but made up before going to bed. I woke up late to a class, and there was 3 deleted messages from him, and I didn't hear from him before. Even when I texted about work, she would send me a message asking for him, and she's always bragging about the things they're doing, that they're moving again, and actually, I was moving too, coming back, but that was the end. I tried to keep it short, 8 months of this. He always accusing me of things, even saying I was not taking birth control to baby trap him, or saying the ugliest things he taught I would do. She constantly bullying me, telling lies about me, even tried to kick me out one night without him knowing, making bad things and putting the blame on me. I endure it all because I loved him. All of that for what? I know I did terrible things though, this woman. I didn't want to be a homewrecker, but now I'm lost, feeling guilty and still having to work for them.